Hey, what is up? And welcome to another edition of What's in the Goodwill pallet. And I shared a picture of a vintage Ziplock bag filled with old football cards. So let's dive in. It looks like it's mostly old football cards, 60s and 70s. So we're just going to see what we have. Really tough condition. Like, I mean, we're talking, these are probably going to be, you know, $1.50 free shipping, poor condition in my eBay store. Probably going to be quarter box fodder. Like, look at that Bobby Joe Green. That's probably going to go to Zach and Porter. Don Chandler, we've got some Packers in here. Looks like this first. I have not gone through these, so I don't know if here's 78, so we've even got some newer vintage. Now, 78 baseball, I don't really consider vintage, but I do consider 78 football vintage. A lot of these older cards, I am not familiar with years. Now, if they were, this guy kind of looks like he's a serial killer or a villain in a Halloween movie. Bill Glass, I have a cousin named Bill Glass, not the same. I love background. Look at that, chain link fence, old 60s vehicles in the background. There it is, dupes of Bill Glass, pretty cool. Pete Benazik. Norm Snead, quarterback. So, you know, if these were Leroy Kelly, did he go to Western Illinois? I don't think so. No, Morgan State. So a lot of these, Harry Jacobs, I think he's a Hall of Famer, but look at this, just beat up. You know, we've got missing corners. So a lot of these probably going to be $1.50 free shipping, which, you know, if I was a vintage collector, and here's another one. Look at that. Looks like he's on a playground. Old cars in the background. Oh, man. Vintage pictures are so cool. So 70 tops here. I know 70s football, but once you get to these, I'm not familiar, so I will have to do some looking. But I know old Randy Johnson, the quarterback for the Falcons, that's a 70 tops. Some of these might be Philadelphia. I'm not sure what that is. So there's, I mean, there's probably a few hundred cards in here. So we're just going to keep going through. See what we have. Tony Lorick, Doug Atkins. Oh, man, just Don Maynard. I might set him aside because he's, you know, in that condition. Might be $2. Look at that. Frank. Just Alex Sandusky, Lynn St. Jean. Don't old football players, don't they? Oh, hey, here's a good one. This is one of those, is it Kellogg's? Paul Warfield, so that might be worth a couple bucks. Gino Capoletti, was he a Heisman winner? Let's see, does not say. Tommy Davis, Deacon Jones, another star, but a huge crease right across the middle. Gary Lewis. You know, these are fun, and I always, if I see a quarter box or a 50-cent box at a card show with cards like this, I am all about it. Look at that. Boy, James Steiger. Rough shape. Rosie Brown. You know, I'm always going to dig through and just to see if there's, you know, any stars or, hey, we got baseball. Felix Milan, Atlanta Braves. Dan Grimm of the Falcons. Don't football players from the 60s and 70s, don't they look like, oh, like the old, like Dan Grimm. Look at that guy. He's probably 22 in that picture. I don't know what year this is. He was born, he was 28. They did the math for me. 28 years old. Chris Hamburger. I know it's Hamburger. I always called him Chris Hamburger. I remember I had like a 73 tops. Hey, here's another baseball. Jim Maloney. So, like late 60s, early 70s on most of these cards. Again, it's mainly football. We've seen a couple baseball so far. Earl Morrall, quarterback I've heard of. Oh, we've got a basketball card. Jamal Wilkes. Detroit Lions team card. I've gone through some of the, like, I would say 20% of this bag I've gone through. So a lot of these I'm seeing for the first, once we get toward the bottom of the box or bottom of the bag, I don't know if I've seen any of these. We've got team cards, Redskins, Steelers play of the year. This is a cool card. Is that Johnny U? Probably. I'm going to set that. Lenny Moore. So not Johnny U. So we've got 49ers. Look at that. Just action shots. That's all scratch. We've got a 65 checklist that's marked. Hey, look at this. Here's my type of card. The Chicago Bears. What year is this? does it even say on the back of these? Late bloomer in 65, so this might be 1966. These cards, I'm not sure. I don't even know if these are Topps or Philadelphia cards, because football had the St. Louis Cardinals football team, Green Bay Packers, Vikings. Oh, we've got another Chicago Bears football team. Is that the same? Oh, this is a different one. Doesn't have the year on that, so a lot of these cards I'm just going to have to, you know, once I look up a few, I'll be able to pinpoint, okay, this is that year. I'm sure there's people watching that are screaming at the screen right now, that's a 1966, you big dummy. This is a stamp album, Baltimore Colts. We've got Ron McDowell of the Buffalo Bills. More Viking, more plays of the year cards. Steelers and Giants. Giants and Steelers. Packers and Lions. Oh, hey, this is cool. Chicago Bears. Go Bears. Just a team card. Vikings team photo. Here's a name. How about that? 70s football players also had great names like Buzz Nutter. What a great name. Dan Calchico. Let's see. Old Willie Wood from the Packers. Richie Pettibone went on to coach in the NFL. Herb Adderley. Dick Evey. Jerry Rush. Another Bear, Benny McRae. Dick LeBeau, another future NFL coach. Hey, we've got a Cub. Ken Holtzman going in the Cub pile. Larry Wilson, that was a 68 Topps. Hey, we've got Smokey Burgess of the Pirates. Bobby Walden. Bob Vogel, Roy Winston, Lonnie Warwick. Another baseball card, 68, Norm Cash. Jerry Lumpy, Detroit Tigers. So a couple baseballs in here. Alex Karras. Now, I knew him not as a football player, but as the dad on Webster. What a great show. 80s sitcoms. Of course, I grew up, so I have, you know, it's very nostalgic for me. Oh, I left the Colts stamp. There's another Chris Hanberger, Jackie Smith, Willie Richardson, Dick James, Purvis Atkins, another Spider Lockhart, Dick Lynch, Bob Trumpy. Yeah, some of these are just in really, really bad condition. So these will be seeing bargain boxes. Merlin Olsen, might set him aside. Charlie Harper, Mike Connolly, Walter Rock, Harold Jackson, Joe Krupa, Myron Patios, David Grayson. Oh no, stop. I gotta tweet that. I gotta tweet that photo out. Mike Wagner. He and I share an alma mater. Mike Wagner, Steelers, Western Illinois Leatherneck. Mike Wagner. Oh, looks like we've got a couple, at least one baseball in this little small pile. Fred Arbanis, Viking. Dick Groat, Phillies. Nice card. Doug Hart. Craig Clemens, having a bad hair day. Joe Schmidt. I went to high school with a Joe Schmidt. Not the same. Rip Hawkins. Bill Forrester. Frank Lambert. Kicker. Steelers. Boy, they don't make haircuts like that anymore, do they, Garland? Charlie Johnson. He's got that Garland Boyette haircut. Bob DeMarco. Craig Morton. Dallas Cowboys quarterback. That's an early Craig Morton card. Norm Snead. Matt Snell, great running back. Boy, look at Bob Davidson's stash. Boy, that's a Raleigh Fingers-esque. Jack Ham, that's actually a 79. It's actually in pretty good condition. Jim Houston, for being in a box filled with just absolute junk beaters. Let's see, what do we have here? Terry Hanratty. Was he from Purdue? Where did Terry go to school? Nope. Right state, wrong college. Notre Dame. There's Buzz Nutter. That's the thing. If you're selling on eBay names like that, names sell. Buck Buchanan has an award named after him in Division I AA, which is now the FCS. Buzz Nutter, his cards will sell. Dick Pohl. People love those funny name cards. Dennis Nelson grew up just down the road from where I grew up in Kewanee, Illinois. He went to Wethersfield High School, home of the Flying Geese, long before my time, though. In fact, I think his son was a couple years. He had a son that was a really good football player. The Night Train, Dick Lane. Hey, that's a nice card. We'll set him aside. Dick LeBeau. There's another Night Train. There's another Alex Karras. Oh, hey, we're on a run of Alex Karras cards. Let's see. Looks like we've got some 1970 Topps football cards in here. Dick Bass, Jim Nantz, Roman Gabriel. One of the first biographies I read in school, middle school, or oh, look at that. That's the definition of mean mugging, Jim Parker. One of the first biographies I read was on Roman Gabriel. Gino Marchetti, Gail Gillingham, Jim Ringo. Well, he's got a, look at that. Larry Bowie, Grady Alderman, Gail Cogdill, Jim Taylor. I worked with a Jim Taylor. Len Dawson, hey, that's a nice card. It's beat up, but it's nice. Nice player. Good player. Let's see, Jim Cabbage, Elijah Pitts. Another baseball, Willie Davis. Boy, those 73 Topps baseball cards, some of the imagery, the photos they used, second to none. Tim Brown, Bill Pennington, Clyde Connor, Willis Crenshaw, Jim Martin, Wendell Harris, Lamar Lundy. All right. Mike Marshall, pitcher for the Pilots, Darryl Stingley, Tom Phoebus, Don McMahon, Eddie Watt, a few baseball in here, Walter Rock, Don Lisbon, Ray Pogue. Just absolute beaters. Absolute beaters. A couple Dave Parks, Kermit Alexander, Ernie Wheelwright, Larry Benz, Ray Mansfield. Oh, wow. Hey, this takes the cake. That's a junker. Alan Jacobs. Willie Gallimore, Chicago Bears. Love it. Here we got some 78s. Reggie Rucker. Whoa, what's this? Nolan Ryan. Oh, this is, I don't know if that's supposed to be like that. I think that was like a homemade pack, possibly. Max Seabon, John Zook, Joe Carter, one of those food issues. There's a Robin. Oh, hey, we've got a Rhino. Robin Yount, Rhino. Post George Brett. Boy, we went all the way to, what, 2001. We went from beat-up 60s football to a couple food issues from the early 2000s. All right. At least some of these are in piles. Tim McCarver, Paul Warfield, Prentice Gott. Looks like all commons, though. Dick Shiner. That's another one that sells because of the name. Dick Shiner. So, unfortunately, no stars. And I mean, no superstars. No big-time rookies. Some stars. But nothing that's... Probably nothing over $5, I would say. I mean, especially in the condition that these cards are in. Run on Vikings in that pile. Okay. Got a few more piles. Somebody was drawing pictures on some of these cards. Oh, we got another George Sauer, Johnny Brewer on the playground court. Danny Villanueva, Bruce Gossett, Lou Michaels, Jim Martin, John Smith. Paul Flatley, like his haircut. The old flat top. Charlie Scales, looks like he's on the playground. Same setting as the other cards we saw. Clarence Peaks. Ernie Holmes. Riley Gunnels, Royce Berry, Rex Myrick. Marlon McKeever, what a name. Marlon McKeever. Fred Cox, I think we just lost him about a year ago or so. Dick Lane, another night trade. So this is kind of a bummer. Like, I mean, it's a lot, it's more fun going through these than, you know, a stack of 91 Donruss, but was hoping for some star power, maybe not in such beat up condition. Bill Mack, Vince Costello, that same background. Oh, we've got some facial hair on Bobby Joe. Bobby Joe. So basically just beat up commons here from the 60s and 70s. But this is what you get. You never know in when you're buying from Goodwill. Hey, it's cool. a lot of this will sell in 25-cent boxes really easy, really quickly. You know, people will probably fill a box. I do the fill a box, 20 bucks, 100 count boxes. And I wouldn't be surprised at the next show if I have these, somebody will fill a box with, these are old beaters. Let's see. Still nothing. I do like seeing the Chicago Bears. At least maybe put those aside. Look at that haircut. We don't see this haircut. We don't see this hairstyle. It's not a cut, it's a style. We don't see Joe Schmeezing's hairstyle anymore. The part. The bald on top. Trying to take advantage of every little last piece of hair on the top of the head. I think it's good that we don't see that look. It's not a good look. I don't know why that lasted. I remember some neighbors having that style in the 80s and maybe probably into the 90s. Here we've got Carl Garrett, Bears running back. Paul Flatley. Looks like he, now this is kind of like the hairstyle I have today. That's stood the test of time. The flat top didn't. Here's Lee Fulkins with that comb over. Daryl Knowles, Bob Locker, Russ Nixon. Here's a modern cornflake. Couple Gardner's Bakery Brewer cards. Rico Cardi of the Braves. George Seals. Looks like we've got one more Ronnie Bull. Got one more stack. Earl Morrall, 1970, Baltimore Colts. Randy Johnson, not to be confused with the baseball player. Art Graham, that's a beater. Dick Witcher. Cheryl Hedrick. You don't hear the name Cheryl for a man. The Cheryl, S-H-E-R-I-L-L. Ooh, a lot of crap in that bag. So no big hits in here, but hey, it was fun to look through a bunch of old vintage football. I mean, that was worth it, right? Jim Bradshaw. There was some, Doug Buffone, Chicago Bears, Mike Pyle. We had some names like Dick Lane, Alex Karras. Who else do we have? Earl Morrall, Buck Buchanan. We had some big names. Oh, good. We end on some Bears here in this last pile. Donnie Anderson Packers. I like this football design. I'm not sure what year that is, but I like it. Daryl LaMonica. Kind of a semi-star, I would say. I think that's what most of the cards... Dick Lane was... I'd say Dick Lane was a superstar. Alex Karras, semi-star. Buck Buchanan, semi-star. Chuck Howley, probably consider him a semi-star. Boy, that's a look, Dell. But I think, you know, for those that grew up in the area may see things differently. I'm seeing this from a hobby standpoint, not specifically from that time. So there it is, a whole bunch of vintage football out of the Goodwill pallet. Really nothing to write home about, but it was a lot of fun digging through and looking at some of these old football cards. Hope you enjoyed it as well. Hit the like button if you liked this content. Even if you didn't, please like. Subscribe to the channel. I appreciate it. We'll see you again.